Welcome to the MOOC course on Abhidhamma. Today we are going to discuss some of the concepts as depicted in Aṭṭhasālini. The objective of this module is to understand some of the concepts of Aṭṭhasālini. The Aṭṭhasālini is the commentary on the Dhammasangani written by Acharya Buddha Ghosh in the 5th century AD. Though the book Dhammasangani in itself is the descriptive in nature, still there are some passages which are difficult to understand. It is for making them understandable that Aṭṭhasālini was written. It is the excellent in language as in the contents. The sublime's ideas have smooth flow with the beautiful expression in Pali. The book has been divided into 6 chapters, namely Nidan Katha, Matika Varnana, Chittupad Kanda Varnana, 4th Rup Kanda Varnana, Nikhep Kanda Varnana and Aṭṭhakatha Samvarnana. Besides these, there are 20 verses at the beginning of the text and Nigaman at the end. The book starts with salutation verses and begins its discussion from the beginning of the text under the heading of Nidan Katha. In this chapter, first of all, a question has been raised about the meaning of Abhidhamma. The answer is that is in the sense of additional and excellent teachings of the Buddha. Dhammatirek Dhamma Vishesha Thena Abhidhammo. The second question is about the authenticity of the Abhidhamma. It has been raised that whether Abhidhamma is Buddhavachan or not. A number of arguments and explanations have been given in explaining that Abhidhamma is the Buddhavacana. In this context, a fine description has been given about the teachings of the Abhidhamma in Taotin's Loka and its handing down to Sariputta and thereafter their disciples and so on. And there is the description and recitation of Buddhavacana and their classification into 3 major divisions as Vinaya Pitaka, Sutta Pitaka and Abhidhamma Pitaka. The mention of discourses in all the Pitakas have been given here. The second chapter, Matika Varnana, shows at first how the Matika is classified into 15 sections, 1 for the thick and 14 for the Dukmatika. These sections can be put under 2 groups, one which admits 8 partial treatment and the other complete. Then follows a brief verbal commentary on all the words in the Matika. The third chapter is Chittupad Kanda Varnana, which covers the treatment of the Kusala Dhamma, Akusala Dhamma and only a part of the Abhyakata Dhammas. Only 121 types of consciousness have been enumerated, described, examined and evaluated. They have been treated with apt illustrations. Immediately after that, there is a description of Dwar Katha, that is the Kai Kam Dwar, Vachi Kam Dwar and Mano Kam Dwar. It also takes consideration of the moral and immoral activities with minute details under the heading Kusal Kam Path and Akusal Kam Path. Thereafter, there is a detailed study with apt illustration of the psychic factors which appear with various types of Chit. Each psychic factor has been defined with the help of a number of similes. The exposition begins with exhibiting their characters, functions, manifestation and immediate causes. The fourth chapter is Rupakand Varnana, which explains 27 types of material qualities, 4 Mahabhutas and 23 Upadas. The fifth chapter is the Nikhepakand Varnana, which gives in brief the explanations of the whole of the Matikas. The last chapter, Aṭṭhasālini Varnana, is the briefest of all the chapters in the text. It goes over the Abhidhamma portion only of the Matika explained in the Nikhepakanda, but its explanation is not in general terms as in the latter, but more exact and pointed. The style and method of the commentary is keeping with that of other well-known commentaries as the Aṭṭhakathas on the Nikayas as well as that of Visuddhimagga. There are also some sub-commentaries on the Aṭṭhasālini, namely Aṭṭhasālini Yojana by Sri Mangala of Burma in the 14th century and Aṭṭhasālini Ganthi Pad by Paṭamagyan Ongjen Ta Syado in the 18th century, etc. Now there is a humble attempt to explain some of the subjects discussed in the Nidana Katha of Aṭṭhasālini. The first is the 4 Paṭisambhidā. In the Pali Tripitaka, there is one book which entirely devoted to explaining the 4 Paṭisambhidā, which is called Paṭisambhidā Magga. The book is actually the path of Paṭisambhidā. Paṭisambhidā means special knowledge. Sambhid means penetration and Pati means rightly. Thus, Paṭisambhidā means rightly penetration into the mixture of truth and thereby to know the reality correctly. There was initial problem of knowing the reality. Reality cannot be understood till a man knows the conventional truth. Therefore, Paṭisambhidā shows the way knowing the reality properly or perfectly. There are 4 types of Paṭisambhidā knowledge, namely first Aṭṭha-Paṭisambhidā, second Dhamma Paṭisambhidā, third Nirutti Paṭisambhidā and fourth Paṭisbhāna Paṭisambhidā. A brief description of all these is given below. Aṭṭha-Paṭisambhidā. It means the knowledge of the meaning of the some concepts. It only inquires about the meaning of the word as it expresses itself. Dhamma Paṭisambhidā. It means knowing the nature of the Dhamma, which means knowing the doctrinal significance. Nirutti Paṭisambhidā. It means the knowledge of the derivative meaning of the words. Accordingly, the word is broken into so many parts as what is prefix, what is the root and what is the suffix, and combining them together, what is the doctrinal sense carried thereby.